on this subject. So basically, you all aware that in the pharmaceutical course, that is Bachelor of Pharmacy or Diploma in Pharmacy, there is one course is allotted which gives an idea or the brief idea about the regulations, legislations and various rules and laws has been imparted or implemented by the government on the pharmaceutical field or the pharmaceutical industry in the India. So that subject is called as pharmaceutical jurisprudence, and we'll try to elaborate this subject in a very easy manner so you can understand this chapter, every chapter of this subject, and can answer it in a very easy way in your exams as well as during the interviews. As you all aware, this subject is also applicable for the various competitive exams which are arranged or organized by the central as well as state government for the filling the various posts of the like the drug inspectors or the pharmacists throughout the India. So this subject is also important concerning the career point of view in the government sector as well as private sector, or in the case of the lectureship job. So this will be the content of this lecture. That is, throughout this seminar or throughout this video, I will explain the definition of this pharmaceutical jurisprudence, why pharmaceutical jurisprudence is important in the pharmaceutical syllabus, and what is the history of the Indian pharma legislations, then the objectives of the pharmaceutical legislations, and then there is and references. So let's start. So what is a pharmaceutical jurisprudence basically? As you all know, pharmaceutical jurisprudence is an idea about the legislations in the pharmaceutical field. But as a word, jurisprudence is derived from the Latin term. एक Latin term है जहाँ से jurisprudence word लिया गया English में, और जिसका मतलब होता है the study, knowledge or the science of the laws. So jurisprudence is a general word which is applicable for understanding, study and the knowledge of the laws. So when you add this jurisprudence word to the pharmaceutical field, then it becomes a pharmaceutical jurisprudence. Is it okay? So pharmaceutical jurisprudence, you can say this is the statement, very easy statement. If you understand this and keep it in your mind, you can answer all the questions about the pharmaceutical jurisprudence except the laws and the schedules. But on an average, pharmaceutical jurisprudence means study of laws of the pharmaceutical industry, and it is an important part of the pharmaceutical studies as outlines the various regulations of the pharmaceutical field. So now the clear idea, okay, clear definition. In the exams you have to write this definition. What is a pharmaceutical jurisprudence is? In the pharmacy, pharmaceutical jurisprudence refers to the study of laws, regulations, legal principles that govern the profession and the pharmaceutical industry. It covers various aspects including the drug manufacturing, distribution, sale and prescription practices, ensuring that these activities adhere to the legal requirements and ethical standards. It is the branch of the forensic pharmacy. So when you are going to write the definition, you have to keep it in mind that it is a branch of the forensic pharmacy and it deals with the various study of the various laws, regulations and the legal principles that govern the pharmaceutical practices within the India. So what is the pharmaceutical practice including is import of the medicine, export of the medicine, manufacturing of the medicines or the cosmetics, also the various aspects including the prescription practices, and this is what the pharmaceutical jurisprudence is. Then why to study the pharmaceutical jurisprudence? As a pharmacist or the future pharmacist and the student of the pharmaceutical field, you must be aware about what are the regulations, laws and the rules are applicable in the India for the which governs the pharmaceutical field within the India. So as a pharmacy field professions and the students, we must understand, we should have an idea about this. Okay. So what is the Indian pharma, history of the Indian pharma legislations? Legislations means the laws, rules and the regulations regarding our pharmaceutical fields. So as of now, there are various bodies which governs the pharmaceutical field within India. Pharmacy Council of India is there, okay, which governs the teaching faculties, awareness about the pharma field within the huge population of the India. Then there is drug controllers bodies are there, various central drug testing laboratories are there, inspector bodies are there. These all bodies trying their best to regulate our pharma field by ensuring the quality of the product, ensuring the approvals of the quality manufacturing sites, good pharmacy distribution centers, and the inspection of the various drugs or the medicines or the marketed drugs randomly to ensure their quality. So how this all started? During the British India, there are three basic laws were there, like for the law for the opium drugs, then there is a law for the poisons and law for the dangerous drugs. So except these, there was no clear regulations was there. So in 1931, British India decided to arrange or to form the one committee or the task force which can study and provide the suggestions for the regulation or the improvisation of then time pharmacy profession within the India. So that committee was called as Chopra Committee. The Mr. Chopra, who led this committee, thoroughly studied throughout the India about the situation of the pharmaceutical field, and then he provided his feedback through the report. In his report, he mentioned that in India at that time there was no pharma field was exists. So dispensing was performing by the so-called compounders. So he stressed on the matter in his report for the formation of the pharma profession within the India. So then British India accepted it and legally formed the pharma profession in the India. In the various upcoming committees has been formed, and that various committees has given their own feedback, suggestions throughout this report, and based on the recommendations, India established the regulatory body, then the state regulatory bodies and drug quality control labs in the various states in our country. The regulatory bodies, like we all know, there is a local GMP we are following, CDSCO, who is applicable for the giving the approvals of the new products, new you can say new manufacturing site approvals. So it controls the manufacturing related activities. And then there is a quality control labs. Every state having their own government control, state control quality control labs. So that labs perform the testings of the various drugs by withdrawing it from the market, or whatever the drug inspectors collect the samples randomly during their inspections of the various manufacturing sites that has been tested at the quality control labs. So this is a quality control labs functions. So these bodies are formed by two regulations, by that other committees, whichever form. In the 1940, finally, the DNC Act was formed by the British India, that time government, and that is, you can say, the Bible of the Indian pharma field right now also. Because that law formed the various schedules, the drugs has been divided into various parts that are called as schedules. That schedules we will study in our upcoming series of the lectures. But this 1940 Drug and Cosmetics Act, you can say, is a laid foundation in the pharma regulations in our country. So it controls both drugs and the cosmetics. Okay, DNC Act. In exams, it can be asked, is the DNC Act applicable for the cosmetics? So yes, DNC Act itself, its name elaborates that it is applicable for the drugs and cosmetics manufacturing, import, export. Okay, these all activities. Then once India get freedom from the Britishers in the 1948, 1947, our country becomes independence country. And at the time in 1948, Pharmacy Act was passed in our assembly to control, regulate the profession and the practices of the pharmacy. Then there are the various subsequent committees has been formed. There is a Bohr committee, Bhatia committee, Hathi committees, that all committees further strengthen the regulatory framework by addressing the various issues like the drug pricing, quality control, and the need of the more qualified pharmacists in the India. So based on that, time by time, Indian government has regulated the pharma field by providing the quality control reps, controlling the price of the manufactured drug which are essentially required for the huge population of the India, and then there is a need of the qualified pharmacist has been completed by giving the new approvals for the various pharma colleges. You can understand the number of the pharma colleges has been increased in the last 20-25 years. Prior to that, where the very limited colleges was there. So these all activities has been promoted by the various committees recommendations, and you can say these all committees contributed in the growth of our field. Then what are the key objectives of the pharmaceutical legislations? So ये जो भी एक्टिव स्टडी हम लोग कर रहे हैं, जो डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ द लॉज, रेगुलेशंस एंड रूल्स है फार्मा फील्ड के बारे में अपने देश में, सो उनका बेसिक आइडिया क्या है, उसके बारे पीछे ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है. सो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है टोटल इंश्योरिंग द क्वालिटी एंड सेफ्टी ऑफ द ड्रग्स, regulating the pharmaceutical industry, ensuring the affordability and the accessibility of the medicines, and protecting the public health, and then promoting the ethical practices. So ये जो 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 जो है की ऑब्जेक्टिव्स है फार्मास्यूटिकल लेजिस्लेशंस के पीछे, जिसके भरोसे यार जिसके बेस पर अपने देश में ये पूरे लॉज एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाई गई है. सो इसके पीछे जो आइडिया था, तो जो अपना टोटल पॉपुलेशन है इंडिया का, सो ऑल सिटीजन्स ऑफ इंडिया शुड गेट एन क्वालिटी medicines, quality drugs, quality cosmetics, and the safe cosmetics. Then regulating the pharmaceutical industry by controlling the manufacturing, controlling the quality of the manufactured products by giving the approvals, performing the periodic inspections of the manufacturing sites, performing the periodic inspections and the approval, giving the approvals to the distribution centers, you can say the medical stores, warehouse stores. Then there is a colleges. So there are the different bodies which perform the inspections and giving the approvals, and the periodic audits has been performed throughout these various entities. So then the ensuring the affordability and accessibility. आपको पता है अपने देश में बहुत सारे लोग अभी भी गरीब जनता बहुत है अपने देश में. सो उस सभी को एक कंट्रोल्ड रेट पे, अफोर्डेबल रेट पे मेडिसिन अवेलेबल करना और इजीली अवेलेबल करना, ये भी एक ऑब्जेक्टिव है इस लेजिस्लेशंस के पीछे. उसके बाद प्रोटेक्टिंग द पब्लिक हेल्थ एंड द प्रमोटिंग द एथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस इन द फार्मा फील्ड. एथिक्स के बाद क्वेश्चंस एंड आंसर्स. ये जो है थ्रू आउट मैंने एक ट्राई किया इस फार्मास्यूटिकल ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस के बारे में एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्टरी चैप्टर यहाँ पे मैंने एक ये सीरीज के शुरुआत इस वीडियो के साथ करी है. आपके जो भी क्वेश्चंस है, कमेंट्स है, या फिर जो भी सजेशंस है, आप मुझे कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर बता सकते हैं. फार्मास्यूटिकल फील्ड के रिगार्डिंग या फिर फार्मास्यूटिकल ज्यूरिस्प्रूडेंस सब्जेक्ट में जो भी डिफिकल्ट पार्ट आपको लगे उसके बारे में भी कमेंट्स में बता सकते हैं. उसके ऊपर हम लोग जरूर वीडियो बनाएंगे. और इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूले. इस वीडियो को लाइक और शेयर करना तो भूलना है ही नहीं. अपने फ्रेंड्स जो बाकी स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लाइफ में एक वैल्यू जनरेट करने के लिए आपको ये वीडियो शेयर करना जरूरी है. एंड कीप स्टडिंग, बी हैप्पी, एंड थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग. थैंक यू.